You guys remember a game that I played called Little Nightmares? It's actually a series of games. They had a mobile version as well. They just came out with their third full-length, or whatever you call, main installment, flagship whatever. Little Nightmares 3. Fuck me. Mega Snoop says, this is Little Nightmares Fall from Grace. Let's check in. Let's watch it. Let's see.
Why do people hate Little Nightmares 3?
I want to know.
If you look closer, it's clearly not everyone, and I particularly had a good time with my playthrough. But if you start to read reviews and comments, you'll notice a lot of the same complaints. And truthfully, a majority of them are valid. But with this being the third game in such a beloved franchise, how did it all fall apart? Well, that's what I'm going to be diving into today. So,
for real, what are people so mad about, dude? I mean, I only played the first one, but it seemed pretty not flawed. However, I could see where there would be flaws. I don't fucking know. It was like a little cool, scary, artsy side-scroller type of thing. Very atmospheric, very freaking spooky, and there's like puzzles and shit. Too smart for me, to be honest. I could never go back. It couldn't be me.
Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight while we dissect.
Have the complainers considered that they're just too stupid to enjoy Little Nightmares 3? Really gonna ponder this throughout the rest of the video.
Little Nightmares Fall from Grace.
Dun, dun, dun!
Let's start with the most obvious point here. The game was made by someone else. It was still published by Bandai Namco, but the team that built the game this time was Supermassive Games. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it's
because I'm Supermassive myself. Sorry for so much pausing, but I could not refuse.
Because it's the same team that made Until Dawn, The Quarry, and all of the Dark Pictures anthology games. But your fun fact is that this isn't the first time they've assisted with the Little Nightmares project. They worked hand in hand with Tarsier Studios on the second game. So they're not coming in fully blind and at least have some experience with the product that they're creating. But what happened to Tarsier Studios then? They were literally the creative spark that made Little Nightmares 1 and 2 the cultural phenomenon that it was. Well, that studio was acquired in 2019 by Embracer Group, who owns a lot of other publishers like THQ Nordic, and acquired Tarsier Studios to help them work on new IPs. The Little Nightmares IP is still owned by Bandai Namco, so when they were acquired, they couldn't work on that anymore. Which is fine because now they're working on a new project called Reanimal. And I played the demo for that recently, and holy sh**, that looks good. And I cannot wait to talk more about that game when it comes out, so stay tuned.
Never heard of it.
With one of the core creators
I don't really play games. Sorry, buddy. Not really my thing.
Series gone, it's not surprising that some of the magic went along with it. But it's a little more than that, isn't it? Like, what specifically is missing now? Before I get into that, I do want to take a moment and address the elephant in the room. The one point that has gotten so many people upset with this game, and that's the co-op. From the very beginning, the game was built to be a cooperative adventure.
I didn't even know they had that. That's freaking sick. Unless it sucks ass and then it's a disappointment. I could see that being a thing, but let's watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
For you and a friend. This becomes very obvious when you're completing puzzles or even moving from room to room. However, the problem stems with how to play co-op. First of all,
I did feel awfully lonely when I played the game all that long ago.
It is not couch co-op. You cannot play with your girl.
I don't want to see myself play the damn game, but I don't know if I ever clipped it, TBH. Little Nightmare. Little Bartmare. Even better, dude. What the helly? What the helly? Some concerning imagery here of me laying in a bed, keeping it way too cash.
Something weird that I do all the time. I lay on my blanket bundled up instead of my pillows.
That is so fucking funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. Dude, shut the fuck up.
Am I the only one that does that? So I ended up sleeping for kind of a while. It's 1:30 in the morning now. Here's a couple clips from yesterday. Did a lot of driving around with my mom. Went to McDonald's. They spelled my name wrong like always. I'm excited for tomorrow because I have no school. This is probably...
Alright, dude, this is fucking low-key simpler times, dude. This is lit. But also, I need to not speak because I clearly have not learned how to without pissing myself off in the future yet. That's what Mark say. Yeah, I don't think I clipped the Little Nightmares and it's not showing me the damn stream, so I guess we'll watch fucking Very Little Nightmare. What's going on here? Randy Newman.
Come on, y'all. Are we gonna mount this
From
steed
hell.
or what?
LonnieDos.
Hey there, guy. How's it going there, guy? Dude, my name's Lonnie. Dude, and freaking, I would consider today a moderately rare occasion. Dude, I'm playing a game that I actually have genuine interest in playing. This is very Little Nightmares, dude, and it just looked cool. I've never played the Little Nightmares series at all.
This
But
was before that.
This is a little bit of a spooky, scary game, and let's just freaking give it a try, man. Play very little.
I mean, this looks more like Monument Valley, TBH. Not really like the fucking main game, but same idea.
Friend, or your wife, or your dog. Making it online
I love
only
my dog.
was already a gut punch to a lot of people who are looking forward to this game. But then it gets worse, because you can only play co-op if you're on the same platform. There is no crossplay to be found here whatsoever. It can't be on PlayStation.
Is that on, oh, okay, like PlayStation, Xbox, Epic Games, Steam, perhaps? Fucking
play with
A.
someone on
That
Steam,
shit's so annoying.
And you can't be on Xbox and play with somebody on Switch. But even worse, it's not cross-generational either. So PS4 can't play with PS5, Xbox One can't play with Series S or X, and Nintendo Switch 1 can't play with Nintendo Switch 2. That is insane.
Can you play with your little brother with a controller in the same room at 3 a.m.? Because I imagine that's how this game is supposed to be played. That's how I would want to play it. I don't have a brother, but, you know, I also can't play it alone. It's too scary.
Insanely limiting for a game that was built to be played together. And to add even more insult to injury, if you're playing on one of these consoles, you both need the online subscription to be able to play together.
No!
So on PlayStation, you need PS Plus.
Oh, fuck
and
off
on
with
Switch,
this.
you're gonna need Nintendo Online.
I can't.
I'm surprised this is still a necessary purchase, considering any PC platform like Steam can play online for free whenever.
That's
Like,
why they don't want it on there, even though it is on there. But they, you know, some people don't want it
How
on
is that
there.
still-
Nintendo and previously Halo, Microsoft, whoever the fuck.
an issue in
I don't play that
2025. But that's a conversation for a whole other video. On the slightly brighter side though, Little Nightmares 3 does offer a Friends Pass. So only one person needs to buy the game
Bro, no friends pass, no fucking... Well, I guess that is helpful if you don't have to buy the game.
in order for you to play together. Though you both still will need the online membership and...
No, this doesn't make sense, dude. I need a fucking friend who's exactly like me and makes the same poor financial decisions. Where will I find someone like that?
If you're playing on PS5, then your friend also needs a PS5. So, I mean, like, Friend Pass is free, though. If it's any consolation,
It's free to have friends.
Reanimal has both couch co-op and online crossplay. So it's not like it can't be done. They just didn't do it for Little Nightmares 3. And on that alone, the mixed rating makes a lot of sense. But there's still more to be said. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's say that you are playing alone. Not
Not
a big
too
deal,
deep.
right? There's still an AI companion that can help you through many of the puzzles. They might be a little too
Scary.
helpful at times, though. Let me start off by saying that if you want the full experience from this game, you have to play in co-op. My first playthrough, I played with my friend Smirky, and we had a blast. It's way more fun to figure out all the puzzles together with a friend, rather than having the computer figure out something for you, or straight up doing something unprompted to take that experience away. Thankfully, this doesn't happen a whole lot. Like, for the most part, it is handled pretty well, like what they did in Little Nightmares 2. But there is still a difference between the AI going from the second to the third. In the second game, every puzzle...
Okay, so the co-op sucks. Playing alone is the GOAT. Obviously, very scary. It's just not scary. Wait, hold on. Let's skip to this part, guys. This seems
Another
important.
component is the gameplay itself. It's just not that scary.
Phew,
the fact
that's
of the
okay.
matter is, a lot of the original bite was taken away. Tarsier Studios did such an amazing job with the first couple games with setting up unsettling environments and making you fear what you could see as well as what you couldn't. And while the designs of the new monsters aren't bad by any means, they just aren't living up to the same levels.
Yes, they are by any means. What do you mean, bro? He got the chrome dome, fucking beehive hairdo on all fours. Going doggy style, exorcist mode. This is not okay.
Of horror and creepiness that the first two games had. I mean, take a look at what they're doing with Reanimal right now, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
The goat
Take this section of the
manimal.
demo where you're being chased by the tall man, and you hide behind this pile of suitcases.
Those things are so terrifying. Gotta give them credit.
You see
Holy
him check
shit.
the other suitcase pile first and completely knock it over. Now you know you're in a safe area behind these suitcases, but the fact that he knocked over the other suitcases now you feel like maybe you're not as safe there as you thought. It's the little details like that that add so much tension to these games.
Yeah,
the
thanks.
encounters in Little Nightmares 3 just don't...
Not him, but thanks, game developers. Thanks a lot for all the tension.
Don't feel the same way.
And the
It's a small nitpick,
scaredness.
but it is something that's worth evaluating. But even more so, and I realized this in my first playthrough, is that I could entirely tell when I was in danger and when I wasn't. And unfortunately, that is because the game was designed for co-op. Let me show you what I mean. In most horror games, when you play alone, the developers can put checkpoints and sequences wherever they want. It could be the moment that you walk into a room, but they also could put it halfway through a hallway or literally in the middle of nowhere. Not knowing when the danger is going to appear is part of what makes it scary. But when you design your game for co-op, all of these tense moments and chase scenes require both players to be there for them to start. Otherwise, this sequence won't work as intended.
Are you saying you have too many friends to enjoy this game accurately, dude?
So in a game like Little Nightmares 3, it has
Skill
a lot
issue.
of these points that I like to call pseudo checkpoints. It's the moment that you can't proceed because you need both characters to open the door or push open a vent. And don't even get me started about how sometimes in single player, you have to wait eons for the AI to catch up. Yeah, still waiting by the way. But the point is, every time you hit one of these sections, you can prepare yourself for something shocking or tense on the other side. And if you go through and there isn't, then you know you're safe. So most of the time, I knew when I could dilly-dally, jump around and make a bunch of noise without any consequences because I knew I was safe. The game wasn't programmed to have any dangers in that area. And since this is so heavily tied to co-op, I'm really curious how Reanimal's going to handle it because that game is being built for co-op as well. From what I can tell in the demo though, they just make it where you need both players together before going through any doorway or any crack on the wall. So that way you have to constantly keep guessing if the next room is going to be safe or not. But I guess we'll see. And lastly, I do want to touch upon the DLC. I noticed that some people weren't happy about there being a DLC announced so early and what it promises to include to the game. That being additional tales that enrich the experience and let you uncover hidden secrets, new perspectives, and unexpected horrors. Whatever that means. I don't know a whole lot about this, so take this with a grain of salt, but it looks like they're adding more story chapters to go in the middle to flesh out the game a little bit. Which I guess is technically nice because I did just beat this game under 3 hours, making it shorter than the second one. But if it's supposed to be part of the main story, it begs the question, why wasn't it added in the first place? And if it can just plop in the middle, but you're not actually missing anything by not playing it, doesn't that emphasize more how disconnected the story and flow of the game are? Look at Little Nightmares 1 for a second. That game's DLC offered a unique story experience split into 3 parts, following another boy's journey to escape the Maw. And if you know, then you know. It was amazing to see something use the source material, still tell its own story, but also expand the world we already know with additional context and clues. Just don't talk to me about Part 3's puzzles, because I'm too stupid for that. And then take Little Nightmares 2 DLC, which I actually had no idea existed until I looked it up for this video. It is quite literally 4 minutes in an attic, and it unlocks a hat. And that's about it. So what we're expecting is something that lies somewhere in between those two. It'll probably be an expansion of the world, but not providing any new story or twists and turns. What we do know is that it will have additional tales that enrich the experience and let you uncover hidden secrets, new perspectives, and unexpected horrors. But it really is.
I can't wait for the unexpected horrors, dude. Freaking shout out to Mega Snoop. I'll freaking link this full video in the description. Good shit, good shit. You guys like Little Nightmares? Have you ever played it? Which one is your favorite? And did they fall off? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe. I love you.